Hey guys, this is Dr. McFarland, and in this video, as you can see here in front of me, I have the new Line 6 HX Stomp, and I'm going to be updating it live here in front of you, and I've never even plugged this in yet or powered it up. So I'm going to do everything for the first time here on the live stream. So if you have the HX Stomp, then let me know. Tell me your name, where you're from, maybe what's your favorite feature on the Stomp. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here right now. So let's bring in this text. And it currently says something like that, right? So what is your favorite feature? Let's move this up here, kind of out of the way. And throughout the stream, I will pull some elements in and out. But let's just go ahead. And what I'm doing here, this is a green and red adapter from the True Tone One Spot Pro. This is a CS6. I have successfully powered the HX effects with this, and I plan on using this power supply to power my new HX Stomp and Boss MS3 pedal board. So it's going to have the Stomp, the MS3, a compression pedal, and also a drive pedal. So it's going to be 4 different elements on a Metro 20 pedal board. And, you know, it already has Velcro on the back and all that. So what we're going to do, maybe... Oh, I know what I need. I need one more cable. So I'm going to grab this white cable right here. Okay, you can see that. So the white cable is going to go into, really can go into any of them, but I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the 500 port here on the side. Then that is going to plug into the end of the red cable, like that. And then the green cable is going to plug into the HX Stomp. So just plug that in, and then I'm going to flip the switch, and you're going to see this turn on for the very first time here in the Dr. McFarland Studios live stream. So here we go. Whoa, so pretty. Firmware 2.9 2.0. All right. So what we're going to do now is if I go into my HX edit, maybe. Let me quit it and then go back in. Okay. Now that's the next thing I have to do. There's my cable. So here's the USB cable right here. So I'm going to plug that in, and now it should be recognized. See, it's connecting, and there it is. So just exactly what I see on the screen here is what I see up there. So I am working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm currently working with 6 blocks. But after I update the HX Stomp, I will have 8 blocks to work with. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so we got one viewer right now. And let me know who you are, where you're from. You know, tell me your name, where you're from, and your favorite feature in the HX Stomp. And if you're here, and if you use anything else other than a Helix product, that's perfectly fine. Here on the channel, I talk more about concepts versus actual like turning knob stuff, which I will get into that in other videos. But just because you don't own an HX Stomp doesn't mean you can't learn from this unit. So I don't even know how to use this thing really. So if I... Okay, so I'm currently on a delay block. And if I turn this knob right here, it changes the delay. I can see it on the screen. Let me turn off my webcam real fast. You don't need to see me. You don't need to see all that. Let's go up here. And then let's go here. Okay. Something like that. Actually, let's make it full screen. Whoa, is it doing it? No, it's not. But I can go here and then do that. All right, cool. And then I'm going to move this over to here. All right, I'm fine with that. All right, cool. So HX STomp 2.9. So let's go to the interwebs here. We're going to go to line6.com. Okay, we're going to go to support. Actually, not support. We're going to go to downloads. And we can see all hardware. So we're going to scroll down till we get to HX STomp, which is here. All software, which is going to be the Line 6 updater, Mac OS, and then go. And we can see here's the Line 6 updater right here. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's the correct one. There's HX Edit. Let's go to that one first. Okay, I've already updated the edit though. So if I scroll down through all this, okay. Yes, I know exactly what I'm doing, folks. All right, well first I've already updated the edit, so let's go to my account. Yeah, that wasn't right. Helix native for Helix STomp. All right, I don't think I have to go here. Let's go to downloads. I had an email. Let's do this. And sorry for the lag here. Don't exactly know what I'm doing. This looks for line. All right, here's line 6. Here's the email that I got. So we're just going to go to get updates. And updating Helix and HX. HX edit, I've already done that. Shut down all Line 6 software and programs. All right, so let's shut down. this thing. Okay, let's go back to here. I know you guys are having fun. You're like, what is this guy even doing? What is he even doing? All right, let's go by account, sign in. All right, that's probably what I should have done before. All right, so I'm signed in. HX STomp firmware 3.0. An update is available for your HX STomp. Would you like to update now? Yes. All right, sorry about that. I'm like, I don't know what to do. All right, so it's going to create a backup here. Under Documents, Line 6 Tones, Helix Backups. So I'm going to create a backup. It's just going to take everything through. You can see that it's transferring data and all that, which is great. So just to reiterate what happened, so you need to go into your HX edit, and if it's not updated, go ahead and update that first. And then when you sign into your account, you're gonna see you're gonna go to like manage account here on the bottom. And then you're gonna say, when you plug everything in, it's gonna say, hey, you need there's an update available for your certain device, whether that's the Helix Floor, the HX STomp, the HX Effects, all that. Okay, and we're gonna begin the update here. So let's turn my webcam back on. Hello. Hello. Okay, initializing firmware installation. And I'm gonna mute the headphone output so you don't have to hear all the pops and clicks. And it's updating. Exciting stuff, right? All right, 2 viewers. Tell me your name, where you're from, and your favorite feature on the HX STomp, or any Line 6 product for that matter. Or if you have the new 3.0 update, tell me which effect you like the best, whether it's the poly sustain, or maybe a poly wham, poly chord, poly capo, glitch delay, any of that stuff. All right, it's 36. All right, it's going a little bit faster now. It's at 58% complete. And I kind of like the white models that they have of this. It's kind of cool, but the other pedals are going to be more black. So I didn't feel like the white would really like fit on an all black board. Maybe it would have. I don't know. But I like the black. It looks good. It kind of has like a glitter type look to it. All right, so now that's coming up. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Yeah, I have the Headrush pedal board and the Headrush gig board, as well as the HX Effects, and I have a Blue Guitar Amp 1, and I also have a Boss MS3, which I'm actually going to be combining with the HX STomp. So I'm going to use the MIDI capabilities of the MS3 to control all kinds of different aspects on the STomp. So I think, Emilio, I think anything you get nowadays, especially within like the last 3 to 5 years, is going to be really, really good. So, introduction, your keyboard cannot be identified or will not be usable until it is identified. Okay. Shift key. Pressing the Z button. What? Press the key immediately to the right of the shift key on the left side of the keyboard. That cannot be tried. Alright, I have no idea. Alright, so the update is complete. And now it says HX STomp 3.0. Alright, so back to Emilio's question here. If you want to get a Helix, if you want to get a head rush, if you want to get an Axe Effects, if you want to get a Kemper, shoot. I mean, you literally have every sound in those units you would ever need. And it's just a matter of what's the user interface like and how easy it is to kind of get around the unit and just dial in all your sounds. So with the head rush, it's super easy because you have a touch screen and it's just so easy to move your finger around. If you haven't seen my other head rush videos, I definitely definitely encourage you to check those out. The sole purpose of me getting the HX STomp is I already have the native plugin, which is great for recording, but sometimes you want to have every single sound that Line 6 has ever created or will ever create in one unit. And the HX STomp is super small. It has all the amps, all the cabs, all the effects, all the features that you would want in either a practice type unit or something that you can put at the end of your pedal board with all your analog pedals to have an amplifier on your board ready to go in case your stage amp goes down. You can turn on the HX STomp and have an amp right there at the end of your signal chain, and you can just keep playing on the show. Or you can have the HX STomp be your main amplifier for everything. And you can dial in maybe your favorite Princeton sound or maybe your favorite Marshall or Vox type tone. And it's just all right there, ready to go. So, yeah, the MS3. I actually created a new Facebook group called the HX STomp and MS3 user group or something like that. I'm not quite sure how to share it just yet, but I can pull it up, maybe. Well, let's not worry about that right now. But anyway, there is a group on Facebook that you can join. Just search for like HX STomp MS3 and you'll see the group pop up, and just ask to join, answer a few questions, and you'll be in the group. What I'm going to be doing is going through all the aspects of how to connect the HX STomp and the Boss MS3 and integrate it together and show how to use MIDI to control some of the functions on the HX STomp. So, all right, here we go. Let's grab a guitar cable. We're going to plug into the mono left right here. Okay. So that's not too hard. And let me grab my guitar. All right, let me find a pick. All right, this works. So I got my purple pick. I got my Eastman T59, which is cool. And we're going to plug this in. All right, so let's unmute the channel. Let's kind of make this just a tad bit bigger. We can maybe move it down here, then go something like that. All right, that way you can see me. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to all right, so there's a different preset. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's our 8 blocks there at the end, which is really cool. And let's just say, for example, that I want to throw in a reverb. So we're going to click on an empty block, go over to reverb, and let's put in some plateau. And let's turn down that mix. The amp is a cartographer, which I'm not sure what that is. We're using a 4x12. Okay, this is fun. So this says direct, like DIR for direct. And then there's an effects pedal board, which doesn't have an amp in it at all. So let's just take this and let's put an amp at the end. Let's go amp and cab. And let's put in, are these in alphabetical order or what? All right, here's a placator. Let's move this reverb after the amp. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Alright, so on the HX Stomp right now, I have, you see the blinking light? That is a tap and a tuner. So if I hold that down, this will give me a tuner, which I probably need to tune a little bit. This is a really cool device. Alright, close enough. Tuning, tuning. Alright, and then just tap the button again to get back to the board. Alright, so the green button is a delay. Which, let's make sure let's put that after the amp. Okay, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't like it. Let's make it a core note. There we go. Pretty fun. Let's turn the treble down. Let's turn the master down. The master is basically affecting like the power amp tubes of some sort. Here's the bright. Let's drive the amp a little bit more. Alright, cool. So what kind of questions do you guys have? I got 3 people watching right now. Tell me your name, where you're from, and what is your favorite feature on the new 3.0 update or just any of the Helix products. Let me know. I'm not a big fan of the Ds1 mod. So let's go ahead and change that to a, let's check out the new Horizon drive. I mean, we can see that that is on that switch, which is really cool. It's kind of dark a little bit. Alright, my phone has trying to connect. Let's reconnect it here. Cancel. Alright, that's a little loud, I think. Yeah, I don't wanna blow you guys out, so let me know if it's too hot, okay? Sorry. My mic was too loud. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this up. Let's actually do this. Let's turn that down. That's pretty fun. That is pretty fun. So let's just say, for example, we want to save that. Save the set list. Alright, cool. There is favorites. So I'm not quite sure how to do. Okay, add as new favorite. Choose where to add in favorites list. And there it is. There's the Horizon drive. So I think the favorites is you can like save your settings of different stuff. Which is cool. Let's go to presets. And I thought there was a user. Okay, so all the okay, I see. I see. There's different IRs in here, which is cool. All right, let's go to a blank preset, and let's go to an amp. Let's find the US Princess, which is new to the 3.0 update. And let's go to the cab. We'll put in the 12 Princess. And we got a 121 ribbon on there. All right, let's check it out. All right. For some reason, my phone is not wanting to connect. Quality. I have no idea. Turn my phone off. Turn it back on. Is it going to connect? I have no idea. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's hide the phone display here. I can come over this way. I can be a little bit bigger. What's up? Alright, that sounds fine. Let's see what happens if we crank up the amp drive a little bit. Let's turn this master down, turn the channel volume up. So let's go to view, and I can change the amp. Alright, so the top knob right here actually goes to the different slots. Then I can push the bottom knob. And let's add in some dynamics. And let's add a red squeeze. Okay. That turns it on. And I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. So I have to go to action. Then I can move the block around, which is really cool. Then action again. Alright, so that's not too bad. Alright, so threshold. Let's turn the ratio down a little bit. Attack, page over. Let's bring the release all the way down. Now I usually like to have the mix maybe 50 to 60%. And then level and knee. Alright, let's check it out. Cool. So let's go here. We'll go to another block and push. So the top block, or the top knob, moves things back and forth, and then the bottom one this thing is still connecting to the computer. I don't know why. Let's see what would happen if... Oh, I see where it is. I see where it is. This cable. Alright, sorry. I'm improvising live on YouTube. So I'm using this Epoch or Epcam Live for my, it's an app on the phone. And I'm trying to get it to connect. There we go. So it's connected now. Bam. Okay. There we go. All right, so now you can see it. Software update, not now. Okay. So instead of using the HX edit, I'm trying to make a patch just from the Stomp itself so I can go through the process. Helix is the best. Haha, you know it. Something like that. So use the bottom knob here. I'm going to scroll down to distortion, mono, and I really like the T-Maw, which is great. So let's turn down the gain a little bit. Leave the bass cuts where they're at. Level. Then, like, for example, if there's like 1, 2, 3, it correlates to the knobs right here. So it's pretty easy to understand. All right, let's go back and let's go back. Turn the drive down. How did the master get back up? I don't remember turning that up. Yeah, I'm gonna try the VH4 here in a second. I just want to hear. All right, so let's turn off the T-Maw. Turn back on. All right, very cool. Now after the amp, I like having a little bit of modulation. So let's go basic tremolo. This is what that sounds like. Alright, let's turn down the intensity a little bit. And if you push the button, it'll go from chord notes to actually like numbers. So let's just turn up the speed here a little bit. I like between like 4 and 5. What I plan on doing is using the extra switches on the MS3 via MIDI to engage certain blocks on the Stomp. So, I mean, that's the plan for now. Okay. Let's go over, push, and let's add some delay. Let's go down to legacy actually, and let's try a ping pong because this is in stereo. So So you should hear it going back and forth. Let's turn the mix down a little bit. Yay. And then knob up top moves over to another block. We're going to push the bottom, I guess, switch or turn dial or whatever you want to call it. Let's go to mono. Actually, let's go back. See the page right here? We can go back a page. Let's go to stereo. Let's go down to searchlights. Usually I like to keep reverbs and delays around like the 20 to 30% range. You need to stream the stereo. What are you doing, Aaron? Alright, cool. Now, action. Is there a different path? Ooh, there is. Different paths. Cool. How do I save? How do I save it? I think you have to press these two at the same time. Yep. So press these two and then use this block to hit save. Let's do this. Let's just type it in on the screen. So Princeton Stomp. Bam. So I press enter and it says Princeton Stomp and also says it on the screen right here. You can, there we go, kind of see that. Actually the light is kind of glaring, but that's all right. All right, so what we're going to do now is, can I go to view? Okay, so the view is either in this mode or that mode. Okay. If I press these two buttons at the same time, it gives me the 3 lines, which I can go to bypass assign, controller assign, and command center. And this is where I can set up different instances on the different switches. So if I use this knob to go here, I can do like foot switch 1, and I can tell it to do like, it can be a preset, it can be a snapshot, it can be a looper, and that's it. So we either got preset, snapshot, or looper. And I can have this be either next or previous or any certain preset that I want. So right now this is on 34A. So let's go over here. You can, I mean, I don't even have a manual open, so if I can do this, then surely I'm going to press save for that. So now, this is 34A. If I press this button right here, it's not really doing anything, which is fine. So, okay. Global EQ. See what that does. Okay, that's cool. Controller assign. Okay. Bypass assign. Okay, so I can have those assigned to like different switches. And I have 1, 2, and 3, which are actually the physical switches on the Stomp. And then I can have 4 or 5, which is an added switch on the back. Aaron, I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS. And I'm using my PreSonus Studio Live mixing board. Using a matrix mix. So whatever faders I have up on the board, that's what you're hearing in the live stream. So I have my microphone right here. And then I have, you can see my cable coming out of the headphones on the HX Stomp going into 2 preamps on the Warm Audio 412, which in turn is going to channels 9 and 10 on my board. Alright, so that's what's feeding the live stream stuff. So, let's keep going here. Alright, so now watch. I assigned the searchlights to this switch. Okay, what I need to do is make sure I have trails turned on. So that's going to allow me to play. Then I can bypass the switch and it'll keep trailing out, which is what I want. Alright, let's go ahead and go to another preset. I'm not sure how to do it on the Stomp itself. But yeah, here we go. So that's already saved, at least I think. Yeah. So actually save it. So whenever I see like a little symbol by the name, I know it's not saved yet. So I need to make sure I press these 2 buttons right here to go ahead and save all that. So we're going to go to a new preset, which is 34B. And per Aaron's request, we're going to pick an amp. This is going to be the VH4, which is down here. And it's the DOS Benzin Mega. Do you want the Mega or the Lead, Aaron? Which one do you want? I don't really care which one. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Aaron, anything? Nothing? Alright, let's try the Mega. Whoa! Turn that drive down a little bit. Alright, here we go. Mega. Now, why does it sound like that? Because I do not have a cab in the chain. So you have to have a cab, otherwise it's going to sound like a swarm of bees. And that's not what you want. Let's do a Cali Vintage 30 on that. Yeah, you think it's funny, Aaron, but I mean, people really do that. It's like, why does this thing sound so bad? And then they realize they don't have a virtual cab in the signal path, and it just sounds horrible. So, once again, here's the cab bypassed. And that sounds bad. So now I'll put the cab back in. I'm fine with the low cuts and the high cut right now. It's pretty good. We're bringing down to like 6K or so. Yeah, they're like, oh, it's so bad, I'm just going to return it. It's like, no, you have to figure out how to learn your gear. Learn your gear, folks. There's that guy that has a live stream every Friday, Philip McKnight. Know your gear, and you'll be very happy. That is actually how I bought my very first headrush, Aaron. There was a guy in the headrush group, didn't know how to use what he had, and he's like, "Oh, I just don't get it. I like my amps and pedals." We sold it for like dirt cheap, and I made him give me his PayPal like right then and there. I was like, "Give me your PayPal. I'm gonna pay you right now. Ship it to me." And 3 years later, I still have it. It's great. Let's try a 421 on here. Now, between the Princeton on one preset and then the benzene on another preset, I don't think I would really need a lot more presets. And what's cool with the MS3 is I can assign the switches across the 4 switches on the MS3 and just access different a lot more stuff within the Stomp here. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really cool. Because for example, so look on the back of this thing. We have control out 1 and 2. And then we also have control in 3 and 4. Different stuff, right? So I'm thinking with the control out, it can be just like these switches 4 and 5 on the back of the Stomp. And then what I can do is I can go in and I can program, like say like 1 and 2 right here to be that extra switch for the Stomp. Or I can go in like maybe manual mode and assign different things. I can maybe have this be like snapshot 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or any, I mean, I can do all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be crazy. It's a little filly for me, but it's a cool one. Yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't choose it for my Blue Guitar Amp 1 setup. I definitely prefer the HX effects for that because I just like the form factor better. But I think once I figure out, basically after I read the manual a little bit more and figure out the CC values I need to assign different things within a preset on the Stomp, the two will integrate really, really well. So let's use the knob on top to go to another open block. And let's assign a reverb. And let's go to legacy on this one. And we'll choose, let's just choose a 63 spring. And we'll make sure the mix is down a little bit and that the trails are on. And then press the 2 buttons. We're going to hit save. The effects on the MS3 is very similar to the headrush, as in there's a lot of basics there, but I think the line 6 effects go like another level, especially with like the reverbs and delays. They have a lot more character to them, versus like the Boss or the headrush, where like you get a hall, you get a room, you get a church, you get an arena, you get like some really cool types of reverbs and types of delays, but nothing that's like otherworldly or this takes it to the, takes it to another level, if you will. So that's another cool thing about the MS3 is like I can use Boss effects in the chain of the HX Stomp because I'm basically going to put the stomp in the loop. Let me grab the MS3 again. So there's 3 loops on the back of this thing. I got loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3. Right, if you can see that, loop 1, 2, 3. So loops 1 is going to basically have one of my overdrive pedals. Then loop 3 is going to be used for the 4 cable method with the HX Stomp, which means that I am going to have to use a, well, maybe not. Oh, that's cool. I can just touch the switch. Didn't I say I signed it to that? Yeah. I forgot you could do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to go guitar to input of MS3 and then use the loop 3 to go out to the HX Stomp and then back in, and then the output of this is going to go to something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. I might put the MS3 in the loop of the Stomp and do it the other way around. I'm just not sure yet. I don't know. We're going to get it all figured out. That's a good sound for that. And let's throw in some delay. And let's use a legacy delay on this. And let's do an analog with mod. Now if I push this knob, I can set it to like a diode eighth. So tap 2, 3, 4. All right, so what happens if I press these 2 at the same time? Nothing. Or these 2. Nothing. All right. View. Action. Can't do action. Oh, cool. Watch this. Whoa. 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 Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? Oh, neat. Okay. I just learned something else. So if I use the page back and forth, I can either see snapshots. See, here would be like snapshot 2, snapshot 3, which is really cool. I can go over to see different presets, or I can go preset up and down, still with a tap tempo, or I can see individual stomps. So that's super groovy. Let's go to view. Let's make sure we have this saved. And let's actually add in, let's add in the overdrive. I like using like a tube screamer. Scream 808. Let's turn the gain down. Something like that. We'll save it. And let's go to our HX edit. It's way easier to type in a name. So we're going to do VH4 Stomp. Okay, and now it changed the name on here. So I'm going to press over on the page after I go to view. And here is going to be, this is the Princeton, okay? just for fun, let's say, for example, this is a clip to allow you to press those buttons with your foot. Oh, I'm sure he does. So what's cool is I can see myself keeping this in preset mode and just flip between different presets like so, and then use the extra foot switches on the MS3 to actually turn on and off different effects blocks within the preset. That might be possible, or I can keep this in preset mode and use the extra switches on the MS3 to switch on and off different scenes, possibly. So we'll check that out. Wow. Yeah, it is pretty good. Back to the Princeton stomp. Let's go to here. Let's make sure. Let's actually turn up the level a little bit. Well, that's one thing about, the Stomp doesn't have the same preset spillover that the full-size Helix has. So that's one thing I'm not too crazy about, but I'll be more prone to use a snapshot within a preset, so I can get more spillover options within snapshots versus just always switching from preset to preset. But, it is what it is, right? So let's go back to here. Let's see if that saved it. And it didn't. So let's make sure I go here. And then we're going to press that. We're going to hit save. Alright, that should be saved now. Let's just double check. Alright, here we go. Turn down the gain on that a little bit. The more I use this, the easier it gets, I think. So it's not too hard. I could also do that from the screen here. So what I did, I brought up the level of this patch. And then I just press the two buttons, I save it, and then I go over to my VH4 Stomp. Alright, let's go over to let's change the microphone type. Let's change it to a ribbon. Alright, I like that. Let's back it off a little bit. And high cut, reflection. Oh man. Alright, Aaron, I know where you're from. I keep having different viewers popping in and out, so I don't know who's watching or who's not watching, but Yeah, I didn't really change a whole lot within the settings, Aaron. But let's go ahead and let's see if I can even bring it in. It's under delay, mono. I might not have enough. Yeah, polysustain is grayed out, so I don't have enough juice to bring that in, which is fine. Which is fine. Now, if I'm going to have a compressor always on, then I can, let's turn off the compression. And let's see if we can add one now under delay. Nope, it's still grayed out. Still grayed out. So that's another workaround as well, is just making sure you have enough juice to do everything that you want. Oh, turn to move. There we go. Let's make sure this is, what is this one? Ping pong. Put that on quarter. Let's see what happens if I take out the mod. And why do I have this delay in here? I got like 3 delays. Alright, that's dumb. Alright, let's take out that. And then now let's see if we can add in. I still can't bring in the polysustain. What the crap? Still can't. Let's take out the distortion. Still can't. Take out the reverb. Still can't. So maybe there's just not enough juice for this stomp. See, now I can do it. So I basically could have an amp, a cab, and a polysustain, but that's it. I can't have anything else. So and I didn't save any of that, so it's now back. All right, it's fine. Yes, this guitar is fat. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, Aaron. I don't know. Maybe in the future, maybe another update, they'll fix the DSP thing to where you can actually have more options, especially for the Stomp, because that's just, it's kind of ridiculous that you can only have an amp and a cab and a poly sustain. It's just weird. Let's go here and let's go to where is this stuff? Is it pitch? See, all the poly pitch, wham, capo, 12 string, it's all bypassed. You can't even use it, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. I don't need all that stuff, really. Because there's a simple pitch which I can use. I can bring in an octave up. You would really think they would optimize it, though. It's like they wouldn't just let that slide. It's like, yeah, you know, the people that have a Stomp really are getting gypped because they can't use as much DSP. They use all the new cool effects. Surely they figure out something. So. Let's save it. So that's my Princeton stop patch. Well, that's what I like about the HX Effects and the Blue Guitar Amp 1 setup, because I have the amp covered and then I can just use the HX Effects for all the different effects I would need. And you can hear in the video I released earlier today that the poly sustain is a really cool effect. So I'm really going to use a Stomp just for a simple, just a really simple setup. It's like I could take this Princeton rig or preset to pretty much any jam night I go to, which I do go to jam nights, and they're really fun, and it'd just be super simple to have an amp, a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb, maybe some tremolo, and some distortion of some sort, and it'll last me all night long. I don't really need a whole lot more than that. Deal with it. Now, if I go back to view, I can easily, let's say there's a song I need to switch over to, you know, like a heavier sound. Well, I can just easily just switch to another preset, and then there it is. Or let's say this. Let's say, for example, that I did want to use one of the poly pitch effects. I could just make a preset that just had an amp and a cab and one of those pitch effects, then use other effects on the Boss MS3 like drives or delays or reverbs or whatever else. And that wouldn't be a bad option if I really had to have that effect, while using this setup. So that's why I kind of like having both pieces on the board, so I can use Boss effects when I want to. I can use, Line 6 effects when I want to. Just kind of mix and match based on the preset or whatever I'm at. So alright, so another thing that is kind of limiting is there's only 3 snapshots on the HX Stomp, which is fine. I mean, you basically have your clean, your crunch, and then your lead. So let's just say, for example, that on snapshot 1, I want my drive to be down a little bit more. Let's turn up the master. I'm not sure, but I think you can use the main left and right in a snapshot, maybe. Alright, so this is snapshot 1. I'm not sure how to save that. View. Alright, snapshot number 2 is going to be drive up. You can see as soon as I start moving parameters, a little line comes up right there, which is really very nifty. Because I could push and turn this right here, and it does the same kind of thing. I guess you do kind of have to push and turn it. So there you go. So it's just 3, 5 MIDI CC. Oh my gosh. I can assign a MIDI CC to it. And then there's snapshots. Alright, so let's save that. Let's go back to snapshot 1. Save, and then let's go to view, page, snapshot 2. Alright, let's do one more thing here. Let's go to snapshot 1. Let's turn off that amp. And let's go to a Princeton. Let's put 2 amps in the same thing. And I can't really. Let's do the litigator. Alright, so there's that amp. Let's save it. Let's go to snapshot 2, which is going to be this amp off and that amp on. And let's save that. So now, check this out. So we swapped that amp. Let's go to view. Let's go to level. Let's make sure we push and turn this to where we kind of bring it down a little bit. And then view. Back to this one. Very cool. All right, so now we can have a clean sound and a dirty sound. Make sure we have trails on for all this. Back to here. Okay. All right, I think the trails have to be on for the off status as well. Okay, so save. Here we go. There we go. So now we got the delay trails going from the overdrive channel to the clean channel. Okay. Alright, let's make sure snapshot 1 has the distortion on. Let's go to snapshot 3. Make sure the distortion's on. And we'll go to the delay. We'll make sure that the feedback is up a little bit. The mix is up a little bit. And that's probably pretty good. So now we're going to go to view. And here's our 3 snapshots here on the bottom. So I'm going to hit the first one like that. So really, even without changing presets, I can use a lot of different sounds just by utilizing the snapshots, which is great. So Turn off that drive for this snapshot here. Very cool. All right, guys. That is enough fiddling around with the new HX Stomp. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if there's anything that I missed, if there's anything that I could probably do a little bit better, or just some things I need to know about the HX Stomp that could improve the workflow, be sure to leave a comment down below for that as well. But in the meantime, I mean, this is pretty cool stuff, and it sounds good. It is a little, I mean, not disappointing, but like it's a little, you know, if you want to do more stuff, then you know, there's just not enough DSP to do everything that you want. You kind of have to simplify things a little bit. But I think for recording, I think for maybe having this at the end of your board and just using it for maybe some amps and a little bit of reverb and some special stuff, you know, it's easily can cover any of that. And then, you know, maybe combining it with something else that has some more effects, so that way you can kind of share the load between the Stomp and maybe MS3 or some other device, then that's an option as well. But in the meantime, I'm Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video.